Hey guys, it's Skymer here, and welcome back to another episode of Triangle Strategy. In the last episode, we started the preps for Serenoa and Lady Frederica's wedding by going to this cute little Rosellan village right here and having the most wholesome of times, and I just enjoyed the scenery and the people. They are lovely. And then we headed on to a complete 180, where King Ragna decided to bash Roland, and then we've got Dragan now making threats to the duchy, saying that in exchange for secret delivery of this item that he discovered in the mines, in terms of being secretly delivered just to the duchy, he wants to be prime minister. Which, by the way, looking at it a little bit deeper, wouldn't that just be Talus's position? Isn't he already appointed as prime minister? So wouldn't he be targeting Talus's role? Which is very strange, to be sure. I mean, I know that they butt heads a lot, but still, I don't like Talus myself, but I certainly would be sympathizing with Talus on this one. I don't think that his position should just be traded for just because Dragan is doing something that he's not. I don't know. That doesn't really do it for me. He's already appointed him as prime minister, so I don't get that at all. But anyway, in this episode, we are going to make haste to the Grand Norzelian Mines, where we are going to do yet another exploration, which I will never have a problem with. House Wolford pays a visit to the Grand Norzelian Mines, where they are reunited with Dragan.
How will Gustadolf respond to my offer? I should think there's but one logical answer. Should he refuse for some reason, I will need Father's aid. I must apprise him of the situation.
Lord Dragan, Prince Roland is here from the Crown City.
What's this? Prince Roland and my friends of House Wolford. To what do I owe the honor?
Apologies for the sudden nature of our visit, Dragan. I have come on Father's orders to offer our sincere gratitude, as well as to observe the mining operation.
Splendid! The miners will no doubt be heartened by your Highness's presence.
Does the mining continue apace?
Indeed it does. There are no problems to report. And what of your trip abroad, Lord Serenoa?
It was most enlightening indeed. We even brought something for you. I do hope it's to your liking.
A portrait of the goddess herself, drawn with... Is this dyed salt?
It is. I understand they are used as talismans in Highsand.
This gift would fetch unfathomable value in the duchy. I cannot thank you enough.
It is enough to see you happy.
I am glad our deliberations were not in vain.
Dragan, I believe it was you who said the future is in the hands of the ardent youth. We are of like mind. Let us shape the future together.
Indeed, that future is close at hand. I suspect we will reach across the border and ask for your cooperation in due course.
And I shall gladly assent.
Yes, we eagerly await your offer. Now then, I was thinking I might examine the quarry.
Wait, Your Highness! One of the tunnels caved in but a few days ago. I would advise against entering just now.
Did you not assure us moments ago that the mining continues apace?
The miners are working to repair the damage as we speak. It is simply too soon to allow you inside.
Was it caused by a blast?
It was, in fact. We were perhaps a bit overzealous in attempting to remove some of the bedrock.
I'd no idea your explosives were so powerful. How do you make them anyway?
I would love to tell you, Your Highness, but I'm afraid we must keep some of our secrets. What I can say is that salt is a vital ingredient.
Surely you jest.
I thought you'd be surprised. I could scarcely believe it myself at first. A gargantuan tome in the archives opened my eyes to the many uses for salt, beyond seasoning our daily dishes. And now I pass what I've learned to you, Lord Serenoa. as a token of my gratitude for your visit.
The power of salt.
'Tis a compendium of my research on the uses of salt. I encourage you to peruse it at your leisure.
I most certainly shall. 'Tis a most valuable gift.
Fascinating indeed. I too would like to read it when you are through, my lord.
I look forward to hearing your impressions.
At any rate, I see the sun hangs low. Shall we save a tour of the mine for the morrow?
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
Yes, of course. I shall prepare entertainment and lodgings for your party at once.
The mines appear to be operating apace. Perhaps I'll survey the operation more closely until my bedding is ready. Okay, so we're definitely going to start off by looking at the notes here. Oh wait, no. Was it information? No. No, it was notes. Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize this. The screen will allow you to view a summary of the stories so far. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is actually just going to be the story flow. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And then I go into the same thing that I didn't want to go into before. Oh, it was the first one. Okay, so this is the power of salt. Wow, we're gonna be here for a little bit. Let's chime in for a little bit, have some tea, you know, prep something in the meantime, because we're gonna be reading for a bit. Salt is foodstuff necessary for human survival, but that isn't all it is. It has myriad applications beyond the kitchen and contains within it the power to change our world as we know it. In this book, I, Dragan S. Frost, have recorded the results of my research in the Grand Duchy's archives. The culmination of everything I learned poring over ancient texts from all across Norzelia. For example, salting food is an excellent method of preservation, but doing so on a large scale is untenable due to the mineral's costly nature. If we could preserve large stores of food, it would be easier for people to travel over longer distances, or help us trade goods and supplies in even greater quantities. It could even become possible to explore the hitherto to unplumbable depths of the Hyzantian desert. Oh, it was hitherto. Unplumbable depths of the Hyzantian desert, or to sail beyond the Great Falls in the south. Even more indispensable are salt's medicinal benefits. My predecessors use what limited salt they have to conduct various experiments. Though salt's scarcity makes it nigh impossible to put their findings into actual practice, they have shown that salt can be applied to great effect in developing medicine, producing materials such as leather or glass, and animal husbandry. Their research even suggests salt can be made into a volatile blasting agent. I expect even further possibilities will be discovered as the research progresses. Though whether research can progress remains to be seen, with the source under Hyzant's tight-fisted control. But we must not abandon hope for the better Norzelia salt could help us realize. Someone must clear the way forward, else this new era of prosperity will die before it's ever born. What I am attempting to create will be vital to this effort. The potential of salt is the potential of Norzelia's future, and that of all of us who dwell within this great realm. I dedicate this book to all those who, like me, are striving for a new era. May it help guide us to a brighter future. Dragan S. Frost. Wow, he's a damn good author. He should apply that as another job to add to his resume titles. But it was a little bit of a strange reaction where he said, "Oh no! I know that I said that, like, you know, the mining experiments are going apace, but like, you can't go there yet." Little shady on that one. I'm not really sure why that all of a sudden came up. Makes me think that maybe he's taking this all for himself, or due to this whole thing that his idea to deliver it in secrecy is something else entirely. I'm not sure. We're probably closer to finding that answer than what we might think. I've come to deliver lunch to my oh, this is a woman. Oh, I'm sorry. I've come to deliver lunch to my husband and his fellow miners. They eat like horses, and yet I still manage to make too much. Gila, best unit.
Frost is hard at work building a rail car that will transport the ore we take from the mines. Can you imagine how much more efficient that will make the process?
I would imagine that would benefit greatly. I never expected Prince Roland and the Lord of House Wolford himself would grace us with their presence. 'Tis truly an honor. I thank you for making the journey. Frederica! I'm so excited to see her dress. I'm really hoping that they, do, a portrait of, what her entire dress looks like. That would be beautiful.
It gladdens me to see a healthy contingent of miners from the duchy alongside your brethren from Glenbrook.
This is just the calm before the storm, isn't it? A large HP recovery pellet. Very nice. I was right to come with you. I do believe we succeeded in lowering Dragan's guard. We'll be sending the iron we mine here to the consortium. They'll want to account for it all, as they do with salt and all else. The mine here is under the jurisdiction of, Claris. Never met a thing he couldn't sell, that one. Well, I don't know how much I believe that, considering that if he is planning to do this in secrecy, that might not actually be transporting to the consortium. Excuse me, let me talk to him. Lord Dragan's father, Minister Svarog, is as capable a man as the Archduke himself. By all rights, he should be the nation's prime minister, and yet he's performing glorified border duty in the middle of nowhere. I can't imagine he's happy about it. Svarog. That's Frederica's uncle. I think it's Farog, isn't it? It's Svarog. If Minister Svarog is indeed as capable as this miner would have me believe, how did he end up steward of Twinsgate? You learned about Svarog Esfrost. Yeah, we don't know anything about his identity or anything yet. The previous Archduke's younger brother, Svarog, is a man capable enough to be the nation's prime minister. But after losing to his nephew Gustavdolf in a power struggle, he was ordered to the duchy's border to oversee its defense. Nothing more than a symbolic sinecure. Sounds like Esfrost has a lot of drama being built up in it. Internal conflict, really. Must have been a hard journey to get here. The roads to the mines aren't exactly well worn. Watch your step as you return home, my lord. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. How do I get down here? I gotta go this way. Never mind. The future is what we make of it, Lord Serenoa. May the partnership with your house prove long and fruitful. As I see it, the mines are merely the beginning. We have much work to do, and I pray I can count on your assistance going forward. I don't know how much I trust him. How much do you guys honestly trust Dragan right now? Do you think that he's doing this for just his own selfish desires? Or do you think that this really is for the good of the Duchy of Esfrost? Because I'm having a hard time deciphering what I really believe. The mining schedule? What in the world? Geological survey complete. High likelihood good quality iron ore is present. Though buried deep under hard bedrock, mining it should be possible with explosives. Start of the trial dig. The trial dig with explosives is successful. Discovered vein of iron ore. Started the mine shaft construction. Iron ore excavation. And then, so all this was before the commemoration ceremony. Okay. So that was before the tourney began, really, because that was when they were, saying that Dragan was going to be overseeing this matter. So all of this happened before all of that ceremony occurred. Encountered bedrock harder than anticipated. Used explosives to blast our way through. And that's how this discovery was made, I surmise. A stone! Yay, because I actually really need that, actually.
I understand a few fights broke out between the miners of Esfrost and Glenbrook at first. But such is bound to happen when two nations come together. Thankfully, they've learned to communicate, and now everything is progressing apace.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta be cordial with people. I mean, it doesn't matter where they're from or if they're related to you. Sometimes relationships just have to remain cordial and nothing more.
The mine itself is larger than I imagined. I believe my hawk could fly cleanly through its tunnels.
Well, that really goes to show how massive it really is, huh? Only miners past this point, sir. We're clearing rubble from a collapsed tunnel. The rest of it may be unstable as a result. We cannot risk letting anyone through. Okay, so but how was this discovered, though? How was this whole collapsing tunnel thing discovered? Because they didn't talk about that before. Perplexing. I've been teaching the others what I gleaned from all that reading I did in the archives. We'll master the Esfrosti techniques, my lord. There's no shortage of practice down in the mines. Well, that's true. Yep, definitely. It's hard labor, mining. I'll tell ya, I don't see a man here I wouldn't want for my own army if it came to it. Mining gonna give these men biceps, okay? You just gotta understand it's gonna give them muscles, dude. We're paid for the iron we mine, so I had better break off a big chunk of ore. Or better yet, find a rich vein. Mining is such a risky job. I mean, you're basically, you know, you're putting your life on the line almost every day, pretty much. Just because the job is just that dangerous. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm going to do one quick look around to find any sparklies before we continue with our convictions. That's the word. I think we are pretty good. Sarah Noah just freaking free-falling from that from that cave wall. Yeah, sorry Sarah Noah if your leg got broken on that trick move right there. Despite the explosives collapsing one of the tunnels, mining appears to be on schedule. Running a mine, let alone the one owned by 3 nations, is no easy task. The lack of unrest is a credit to Lord Dragan's leadership. To that end, indulge me with a hypothetical. Suppose you led this operation and an incident occurred. How would you respond? I didn't know this was an interview, Benedict. Seeing as it is a joint accord, I would resolve the matter peaceably with Hyzan and Esfrost's involvement. I would hear of the problems firsthand from the miners themselves. Issuing orders blindly from above leads to chaos. I would order an investigation into the cause, and find the party or parties responsible. There must be no cause for bad blood between our nations. Oh gosh. Benedict always asks the big questions, and they're always tough to answer. Right now, I'm kind of debating between these two. Now, first of all, yes, I do believe that issuing orders blindly is just going to cause issues. Because if you don't get the information prior to it, then all you're doing is assuming things. All you're doing is pointing fingers. So it makes sense that that would lead to chaos. Or just very angry miners. Versus an investigation, because you don't want any bad blood between the nations, but at the same time, everybody's here doing the same thing. They're all mining. They might be from different places, but they're all here to do one thing, and that's their job. So, which is clearly evident here, that they're all miners. But I think what I would go with, because can you always find the party or parties responsible? If in this hypothetical sense, let's say that one of these tunnels were to collapse and Sarah Noah was involved. How are you supposed to know prior to the explosion on what actually triggered it if you weren't there? What's to be investigated? If a bomb goes off in the mines, the bomb is not going to have any fingerprints on it or anything to determine who had it in their hands prior to the explosion. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the second one. You want to hear from the miners themselves first. Meet the problem where it lives and deal with it directly. You have a good head on your shoulders, and an admirable desire to lead. However, you do not operate in isolation. Hyzant and Esfrost will see it as their duty to participate in the mediation process. So it'll be up to us to deftly navigate those waters. I shall bear that in mind. Obviously everyone's going to be involved. If everybody here is from Esfrost, Hyzan, and Glenbrook, yes, everybody's going to pay partial, not maybe responsibility, but everybody was there, so everybody's going to have an opinion. Okay, was there any other things here for... I think that might have... Did I miss something? There's a sparkle right there. I see. I am so inobservant sometimes. I really, really am. It's right here. And I'm very glad that I did see this. What is this? A Vanguard scarf? What in the world? Guarantees first action at the start of battle. Whoa. Oh, that's pretty good. Ooh, this could go to so many different units, except for Anna. Anna typically is pretty fast anyway. She typically goes first in battle anyway. But, oh my gosh. I'm thinking that this could go to Benedict. I'm thinking that this could go to Serenoa. Maybe. I'm thinking Benedict. And the reason why is because he can just buff people immediately. I mean, his speed is kind of low compared to a lot of units in the army. I mean, it's not the lowest, but it's pretty tied with everybody, so he could just buff somebody's defensive stats immediately. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm really happy I found this. That was a stroke of luck. Here I am just running around this place trying to find a sparkle, doesn't find anything until just at the last moment. Alright, well, let's go ahead and end the exploration here, because I don't see any other stuff for the conviction choices. So let's continue. Everything appears in order, as I expected. Perhaps my bedding is ready by now. I knew we were going to battle here. I literally said off recording. I was like, we are definitely going here for our next battle. I mean, the last exploration in Chapter 2 was an exploration here. Then we had the tourney. And then we had an exploration in the city streets over here. And lo and behold, the battle occurred here in the city streets of Hyzant. So I was kind of thinking to myself, yeah, this is going to be the site of the next battle. Alright, so what we're gonna do to prepare is that we need to go to the encampment. Okay, so Okay, so this will be good for me to do before the next episode for the battle. I will definitely be training up some units. So, I have quite a sum of cash. So, I've been debating about the idea of... Okay, so I have 1 stone. Okay, so hear me out on this. So, there's a couple of characters I think that require stone for their upgrade. And that is... Benedict could use an upgrade. And Angela also could use 1 stone. I did find a stone in the mines, so that's... And I also have something for Eridor, potentially. So, I really want to upgrade Gila, and I want to get this skill first. Just being able to restore more HP on her sounds pretty good. Just in general, she's going to be a better healer. So I think I'm going to go get a thing of stone from the merchant here. Let me get 1 stone, please. Thank you. And then we can come over here and upgrade Gila's weapon damage. Alright, so now she can heal more. Wonderful. I mean, the higher damage doesn't really matter. What I want her to be is a better healer. Not that she wasn't before, okay? But I also have the fiber required for, actually, I have 3 fiber, so I can do an upgrade for Huette, and I can do an upgrade for, Corentin. So, for Corentin, I'm kind of thinking... Okay, so he does have ice resistance, which increases his ice resistance by 15%, but we just dealt with a lot of ice mages in the last map. I can't say it's going to be common that we're going to be seeing them too commonly in the near future. So, I'm kind of thinking... either physical defense or HP. What is his physical defense? Let me go to the roster really quick. What is your physical defense, sir? 5? Yeah, you could benefit from an extra point of that. Because 10 HP, I mean, plus 1 defense could mean a lot of a different story. Just because mages do typically, as we've seen from Chapter 2 with Frederica, sometimes with mages I tend to get a little greedy with their placement. So I think I will go for the physical defense up on Corentin. Okay, and then for Huette, her accuracy could be an issue from time to time. I don't typically have her in combat areas to make her take hits, so right now, physical defense or HP doesn't sound that big. Now, I haven't really talked about the luck stat in this game. The luck stat in this game actually has, allows a unit to have a higher chance to have a critical hit, against a unit even when they're not back attacking them. Apparently you can crit on any sort of angle. You don't have to be behind them in this game in order to actually get a critical, but their luck stat determines it. However, I'm kind of debating between accuracy up and weapon damage. But I do want to say that it might be nice for her to hit things rather than just increasing her damage outright. I mean, come on, you could be dealing 1,500,274 damage, but if you can't hit it, then you're dealing 0. So, and I just know that there's been a couple times where she's missed some pretty crucial attacks. Oh, I feel bad to say that, but like, I just feel paranoid if I don't give it to her, so I'm giving it to her. Accuracy matters. Okay, so also, oh, we did get some new stuff. Oh my gosh, but did we? We got 4 more things that we can exchange for, our kudos. So yeah, I need to get back to doing this, because I did say that I would start off an episode with this sometimes, and look at me, I'm just not doing that, now am I? I'm not even going into the right menu. Wow, we're off to a great start, aren't we? Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to go over the Eternal Norzelia River and the Cursed Cask. So, our first one, because they're both kind of short anyway, so we'll just do both of them. The Norzelia River has 2 tributaries with unique properties. The western branch, running from the snowy Norzelian Mountains, is filled with water year-round. Although the water levels are now under control, the tributary was once quite turbulent and prone to floods. Many areas with swift currents still remain, however, and prove challenging to inexperienced sailors. Only S-Frost ships, armed with the full knowledge of the river's waters, are able to navigate those currents. The other tributary, stemming from the eastern deserts, flows calmly throughout. The gentle sloping of the river also allows for easy upstream passage. Water transport flourishes for most of the year, although low water levels in some seasons make the voyage near impossible for large vessels. The 2 branches converge into a single mighty river at Glenbrook and flow south to the Norzelia Falls. And I did not mean to leave that. And this creepy entry that I might want to read, but not really. Have you heard the rumor of the moving cask? It's said that a mysterious apparition has been seen wandering around Hyzant lately. According to one theory, the lingering hatred of someone who drowned their sorrows in wine gathered within the cask and caused it to move, gaining it the name the Cursed Cask. They say that the lonely apparition beckons others to the same fate, calling out these words, "Welcome," just many, many, many times. Progressively getting louder and creepier. Yeah, no. If this has anything to do with an exploration in the future and they're like, oh, it's a cask, I'm leaving. I am out of there so fast that you never saw me there to begin with. I am running for the hills. I am out of Norzelia. I am buying a house on the polar opposite end of the earth. Okay? I am so out of there. I'm like, you know what? Let's let bygones be bygones. Friendly apparition that may or may not be friendly or vengeful. No. I don't deal with that type of stuff. No. All right. So, what we are going to do in the next episode is continue on our way to the upcoming battle that is taking place once again at the mines. So I will do my training. I will update you guys on any new skills that I learn or acquire, and then we will proceed to the fight. But you know what? Maybe what we should do is just go over the story before the battle, because I am able to just kind of exit into the encampment and still do other things prior to the fight. So let's just go ahead and do that. Serenoa and the others speak of their hopes for Norzelia's future when a sudden urgent matter is brought to Dragan's attention. Uh-oh.
No word from below, you say? They haven't tried to flee, have they?
No, sir. I've not seen a single soul emerge from the mine.
Very well then. I shall make contact with them myself.
Was that?
It came from within! What is the meaning of this?
Frosty's soldiers. Why are they at the mines?
No. Did he see through my plot?
Clear the mine. Leave no survivors.
So this is how they respond. Those dogs!
Okay, so yeah, no. This is great. So we're just gonna have to see this map in the next episode. I'm gonna go back to the encampment where, where people aren't screaming. And then I will also give you guys the update. I just wanted to see if, that was gonna be a long thing or not. So, I will see you guys at this battle in the next episode. This was Skymer, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic day. Bye, guys!